Just on the eve of Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference, their former nemesis may have just announced the biggest software news of the week. On Friday, Business Insider broke the story that Microsoft was closing in on a deal to purchase GitHub, the startup right in the center of the software world that was once valued at $2 billion, and that the deal could be announced as early as Monday, June 4th. Whoa. Microsoft is the world's largest software maker, and today Bloomberg has reported that the tech giant has in fact agreed to acquire GitHub for $7.5 billion. Oh yeah. The service is a code repository database that allows users to share source code as well as contribute to pre-existing projects. Now, it's easy to understand why Microsoft would want to acquire GitHub. They killed their own GitHub competitor Codeplex back in December. This is Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella's second big purchase following that $26.2 billion acquisition of LinkedIn about 2 years ago. If you have questions about the future of GitHub right now, you are not alone. We will accelerate enterprise developers' use of GitHub with our direct sales and partner channels and access to Microsoft's global cloud infrastructure and services. Acquiring GitHub is a return to the earliest roots of the company, as well as a sharp turnaround from where it was just 10 years ago. As we know, Microsoft began life in the market for software development tools. Steve Ballmer's plan to attract as many devs to help build proprietary software for Microsoft couldn't be farther from the kind of open source programs written in GitHub today. Open source software allows users to change, improve, and share code, which directly went up against Microsoft's business model at the time. So fast forward all the way to 2014, past Microsoft's lost decade, Windows Vista. And a lot has changed. Under Mr. Nadella, Microsoft now supports many different distributions of Linux and uses several open source models on some very important cloud and dev products in their lineup. Developing anything in Windows has always been a meme. Why even bother when there's a perfectly good Unix environment over here? But there's just no stopping the wave. In fact, it was just over a year ago that Microsoft blogged they were one of the biggest contributors to GitHub after they completely moved development of the entire operating system of Windows onto the platform. The Windows code base has just over 3.5 million lines of code with a repository size of over 300 gigabytes. And I think that's just text. The Windows team consists of over 4,000 engineers that produce around 2,000 daily lab builds across half a thousand branches or so. The more Nadella moved the company away from a complete Windows dependence and began developing more in-house Linux products, it probably became clear along the way that they needed a better way to engage with the global development community, a community that just won't hand over respect and trust to Microsoft that easily. I mean, a few years ago, no one would have guessed this kind of thing was possible, except one person. I dug up a tweet from Jason Fried. Prediction: if GitHub ends up selling itself one day, Microsoft will be the buyer. Jason, sir, please get into contact with me. I need you to tell me about my future. Do I die in a car accident? I need to know. According to some leaked information by an individual who shall not be named, probably because he's talking about hella private NDA stuff, GitHub supposedly chose to sell to Microsoft versus going public because they were impressed with how Nadella has handled reshaping the bureaucratic structure inside of Redmond. GitHub 365, only $12.95 per month. Includes 1 megabyte of storage. Additional space available at extra cost. I actually do have to take a second and actually congratulate GitHub for creating a wildly successful service, growing it, and being acquired. It's just not that easy of a thing to pull off. This could always go really great or really poorly. Not a whole lot of middle ground. Also, the consolidation of everything into Facebook, Google, and Amazon is extremely worrisome. Zombie Teddy Roosevelt needs to come bust some trusts. You feel me? Can't you guys just see it now? GitHub plus LinkedIn. Have recruiters DM you about your sweet Rockstar Ninja React code, please. As of today, GitHub has over 28 million registered users, 85 million repositories, has not had a CEO in 9 months, and has had its plans to monetize their popular products proven more difficult than expected, resulting in a high turnover within its executive ranks. GitHub lost $66 million over just 3 quarters in 2016, and as of today, still remained in the red. Today, though, has certainly closed the gap between Azure and Amazon Web Services. I think Microsoft knows it needs to treat this one with some TLC. Most importantly, we recognize the responsibility we take on with this agreement. We are committed to being stewards of the GitHub community, which will retain its developer-first ethos, operate independently, and remain open platform. We will always listen to developer feedback and invest in both fundamentals and new capabilities. Git commit. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, click like and subscribe for more content just like this. I'm Ben Scarborough, and I'm gonna go git push my skateboard to the vending machine and get a soda. Peace out.